ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सोऽयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। सर्वशास्त्राब्धिपीयूष सर्ववेदैकसत्फल सर्वसिद्धान्तरत्नाढ्य सर्वलोकैकदृक्प्रद सर्वभागवतप्राण श्रीमद्भागवत प्रभु कलिध्वान्तोदितादित्य श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तित परमानन्दपाठाय प्रेमवर्ष्याक्षराय ते सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोऽस्तु मे। मदेकबन्धो मत्सङ्गिन् मद्गुरो मन्महाधन मन्निस्तारकमद्भाग्य मदानन्द नमोऽस्तु ते। असाधु साधुता दायिन् अतिनीचोच्चता कर आनमुंच कदाचिन्मां प्रेम्णा रथकंठयो स्फुर। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम की जय। Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you in today's session. So we are studying from 10th canto. We are studying first chapter of 10th canto, the Advent of Lord Krishna introduction. And in this section, we have seen till text 16 till now. So in these set of verses till verse 16, we began with Srila Parikshit Maharaj's desire, where he wanted to hear Sri Krishna's pastimes in detail, and he expressing that desire, Tani no Vada Vistarat, that he wanted Shukdev Goswami to describe all these pastimes in detail. So he also expressed that how he will never, how no one would ever feel satiated in Krishna Katha. Also, his own specific case in hand, because Krishna has done so much for him. So, how will he ever feel satiated? Then he submitted his enquiries, Parikshit, especially Vishesh Jigyasa. He submitted his enquiries in four verses 8, 9, 10, and 11, uh, where he's asked questions about, why did Lord Krishna leave Mathura and go to Braja? How many years did he stay there? Then, how many years did he stay in Dwaraka? How many wives did he marry? And all those questions. In fact, Parikshit wanted to hear everything about Krishna. So he said to Shukadev that, please, whatever I have asked, whatever I have not asked, please speak everything. So, hearing the wonderful words of Parikshit, Shukdev Goswami became very, very happy, and Shukdev Goswami himself congratulated him. Shukdev Goswami appreciated his questions. The nature of the questions, that they purify the speaker, the one who is audience, as well as those who are accompanying the speaker and the hearer. वासुदेव कथा प्रश्न पुरुषां स्त्रीन् पुनाति वक्तारं प्रच्छकं श्रोत्रं तत्पाद सलिलं यथा. So he glorified in this way Parikshit's great resolve in absorption in Krishna Katha, and began to speak the Krishna Avatar Prasanga, or Krishna Janma Prasanga. Although Krishna is not avatar, sometimes in Shastra the word avatar is used also for Krishna, Krishna avatar. So we can see that it is more in terms of descent, because he is descending here. So that's why Krishna avatar, like that. Otherwise, he is not an avatar, he is avatari. Krishna is avatari. Krishna is the source of all the avatars. He is not an avatar. Krishna is not Amsha, he is Amshi, Avatari. And these are the words that are used for Sri Krishna. But still, because he is descending from the spiritual world, so in that sense, the word avatar is used, Krishna avatar, unlike that. So this is how. So now, the context of Krishna Janma Katha, Krishna Janma Katha Prasanga is beginning now. So that's what is text 17 onwards. So from text 17 to text 25, in 9 verses, now we will hear about the Krishna Janma Katha, Krishna Janma Prasanga, meaning the context, Krishna's actual appearance, that is much ahead. That will come in 3rd chapter. But here, the context of what were the circumstances that were around Sri Krishna's appearance, how earth was overburdened by the demoniac kings, and how she went to Brahma. So all those things are being spoken now. Okay, so let's move. Yes. Okay. भूमिर्दृप्त नृपव्याज दैत्यानीक शतायुतैः आक्रांता भूरि भारेण ब्रह्माणं शरणं ययौ. Okay. Yogini Mataji, would you like to read?
To read the translation, Prabhuji?
Yeah, translation.
Okay. Once when Mother Earth was overburdened by hundreds of thousands of military phalanxes of various conceited demons, dressed like kings, she approached Lord Brahma for relief. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You can continue reading the translation for a few verses now, whenever I call out to read.
Okay, thank you.
Text 17. So, 9 verses, we talk about the cause of Lord's descent. So, the verse is, Bhumir dripta nrapavyaja daityanika shatayutaihi. Bhumihi sharanam yayau. Bhumihi brahmanam sharanam yayau. And yayo means went. So Bhumi, Mother Earth or Goddess Earth, she went to take shelter of Brahmaji, or to seek relief from her distress. She went in the form of a cow. It is mentioned in the next verse. So, Earth, as we know, she's a goddess. So, Earth is also Bhudevi. So, in the form of Bhudevi, she is a consort of Lord. Uh, she is consort of Vishnu. Vishnu has Bhudevi, Shri Devi, right? Uh, So, she is a consort of Supreme Lord, but she also exists as another goddess who is Bhudevi, and that is Amsha of that consort of the Lord. And Bhudevi is also present in the form of Adhishthana. Adhishthatri Bhu is that, goddess Bhu or goddess Earth, who is considered to be the Mother Earth or Goddess Earth, as we call. So, what I want to say is she is perceived in three forms. One is the form Bhudevi, which is there with the Supreme Lord, Narayana, Supreme Lord's various forms, Kshirodakshayi Vishnu or uh, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu or all these forms. So there is Bhudevi Shri Devi with Supreme Lord, the form of Narayana. And then this Bhu, in one of the commentaries, Jiva Goswami explains this, that she is an Amsha of that Bhudevi. So she is also a personality. She is also a very beautiful personality. And then finally, what we see around on this world, in this world as Earth, as the mountains and the rivers and everything that the Earth is sustaining, right? So that is called as her energy, Adhishthana, Adhishthana, Adhishthana Bhu, and Bhu Devi or Devi Bhu, the Adhishtatri. So Adhishtatri is the personified goddess, while Adhishthana is the her energies, all the various things that are there on the planet Earth. So that Bhu. So this is how she is depicted actually. So she has both these aspects. Even personality like Ganga, right? Ganga is also, she's a goddess and she also has those waters as her energy. Uh, So in both ways, she is very conscious. If somebody is coming in contact with Ganges's waters, so there is certain effect if you touch Ganges's water in terms of the destruction of sin or like that, right? So Ganga is conscious of that, the purifying that particular soul. And also she is a personality, Ganga Devi. So similarly, it's also with these personalities like Earth, goddess. So when Mother Earth, she approached Brahma, she went in the form of a cow. She can take a form of a cow, or she has a form of a woman as a goddess that is natural, but she can also take form of a cow. So she went to Brahmaji because whenever there is some distress on this planet, in this universe, then Brahmaji is the topmost authority, right? So he is to be approached. So she went. Why? What was her distress? So it is said Akranta. She was Akranta. So she was very much distressed. And this distress was what? Or caused because of what? Why it was there? Drupta nrupavyaja daityanika shatayutaihi. And this was because she was very much troubled or distressed because of the great burden Bhuri Bharena caused by hundreds of thousands of military phalanxes, Shatayutaihi. Anika means military phalanxes, and hundreds and thousands of them, of whom, of actually Daityas, these were actually demons, but they were Nrupavyaja. Nrupavyaja. on the pretext of being kings, these were actually demons. Vyaja means pretext. Vyaja means uh, pretension. These were not actually uh, kings, but these were the demons. People like so many people, right? Jarasandha was there, and Kamsa was there, and all such demoniac, kings were there. Even other demons were there actually, and these were very dripta, which means they had great pride and arrogance. Uh, And because of such people, she was very much feeling overburdened. She was in distress. Whenever there is, see, it is mentioned that Mother Earth can tolerate all the burden, but she cannot tolerate the burden of, arrogant, wicked people, uh, or those who are conceited people, those who speak lies. So she feels very distressed when uh, the living beings they behave like that. So what to speak of these demons who were in the form of kings, but they were actually very, very demoniac. So being distressed by them, she went to Brahma. That is what is the meaning of the verse. Sridhar Swami. In 9 verses, that is from 17 to 25, Shukadev mentions the cause of the Lord's descent. So 9 verses are describing this aspect, meaning up to text 25. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Although the demons were not in Diti's dynasty, they are called Daityas only because of their activities. So these were not exactly Diti's sons, right? Diti's sons are known as Daityas. Danu's sons are known as Danavas. These names you must have heard, Danava or Daitya. So what are these? These are offsprings of Diti. Uh, just as offspring of Aditi is known as Adityas, the demigods, Adityas. Similarly, the offsprings of Diti are known as Daityas and they're very demoniac. Uh, so these were not exactly from Diti's dynasty, but they're still called Daityas because of their activities. Personalities like Jarasandha or Kamsa or many others whom Krishna killed. So all these personalities, their activities were like that. So they, Guna Karma Vibhagashah, Krishna says, right? Uh, Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashah. So by their guna and karma, by their qualities and activities, these were the demons, not by birth. The word Brahmanam to Brahma denotes Brahma at the top of Sumeru mountain, not in Satyaloka. When it is said Mother Earth went to Brahma, so did she go to Satyaloka? Because Brahma resides on Satyaloka. So she did not go to Satyaloka. She went to Brahma on the top of Sumeru mountain or Meru mountain. Uh, So there are abodes of these demigods like Brahma on the top of Meru mountain also. And then they are there also in the realm of heavenly planets like Satyaloka, right? So Brahma has a planet there, a topmost planet, Satyaloka. But he also resides on the top of Mount Meru. Sumeru or Meru means the same thing. So these are also the abodes of principal demigods there. And there the access of these demigods is very quick. Uh, so sometimes they can be even simultaneously at both the places. So they can manifest simultaneous presence also. So that's what happened here also. Brahma was there in the Satyaloka, but Brahma was also there on the Sumeru mountain. So, why is that being said? So, there is some connection here. So long before Krishna's descent, Kakudmin went to Satyaloka to inquire about a suitable bridegroom for his daughter Revati. So you know, Kakudmi, this story comes in the 9th canto. So he had a daughter named Revati, and he wanted a very suitable bridegroom for his daughter Revati. So he went to Brahma, he went to Satyaloka in order to ask Brahma that I want to get a suitable husband for my daughter Revati. So can you suggest? So when he went to Brahma Lokas, meaning Satyaloka actually, so naturally there is time dilation that happens, right? So when he went there, Brahma was attending some musical function there. It is mentioned. You can see. After some time, that is after 27 Chaturyugas had passed on earth, Brahma told him, now the girl should be given away to Baladeva who has descended. So what had happened? Kakudmi had gone there to Brahma's planet Satyaloka in the Swayambhu Manvantar actually. Swayambhu Manvantar, which is the first Manvantar in the day of Brahma. And because Brahma was attending some Gandharva Gana, Brahma was attending some musical performance over there. So Brahma asked him to wait. So he waited. And that wait was so much that by the time he got Brahma's audience and he expressed his desire that he wants a suitable groom for his daughter, so Brahmaji laughed and Brahmaji said that, oh, actually, whomever you thought as the suitable bridegroom, that person is now gone. There is no one here on the planet Earth now. I mean, there on the planet Earth. They were on Satyaloka. So Brahmaji said that 27 Chaturyugas have passed actually. So now that is 28th Chaturyuga going on. Chaturyuga is the cycle of 4 yugas. So if 27 Chaturyugas have passed, that means that they must have gone, Kakudmi and Revati must have gone to the Brahma's Satyaloka in the Swayambhu Manvantar. That's how so many. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. After 27 Chatur Yugas have passed, it's not necessarily Swayambhu Manvantar. Chatur Yugas has been mentioned. Okay, okay, I get it. So basically, they went to Satyaloka, and after that, meaning for the time that Kakudmi had to wait, for that much time, we see that 27 Chatur Yugas had passed, like that. So it basically means that it must have been the beginning of this Manvantara only, Vaivasvat Manvantara. One Manvantara has 71 Chatur Yugas, right? So if they went there and 27 Chatur Yugas had passed, so that means that they must have gone in the beginning of Vaivasvat Manvantara, like that. So that's how. So when this happened, whole thing, Brahma told him that now Lord Baladev has appeared. So that time when Brahma is speaking this, that now Baladev has appeared. So that means this is 28th Divya Yuga. It's basically that time Krishna's pastime, Krishna and Baladev, Krishna Balaram had already appeared. So they were there. So all this while, you can understand, all this while, Kakudmi and Revati, they were there on Brahmaji's planet only. So Brahmaji said to Kakudmi that please go and get your daughter married to Balaramji. So that was past time how Baladev, he got Revati Devi in marriage. And of course, we know Revati is Balaram's eternal consort, but that's how the pastime unfolded this way. So there is very nice description of how Revati because she was from Satya Yuga. So she was very tall, very, very tall personality. So when Kapudmi came to Dwarka with Revati, so Revati could not enter the palace. So she and Kapudmi had to wait outside in the garden because she is a personality from Satya Yuga. So naturally, she cannot enter the palace. She's very tall, taller than even the entrance. So Baladev, he came out. Uh, and then Baladev, what he did was with his plow, he reduced the height of the Revati. He pulled her down like this. He put the plow on her neck, her shoulders, and then pulled her down. So that's how then Revati became of the appropriate size of Sri Balaramji. This is mentioned by Srila Jiva Goswami in Gopal Champu, this whole story. So this is how it has happened. So what is being told here is, you may wonder, okay, what's going on? Why this much story is being told? So point is, so if Brahmaji was engaged in that musical performance all this while, uh, when when once that musical performance is over, then we see that Balaram and Krishna, they were already there uh, on the planet Earth. They were already performing pastimes. So that means that Chaturmukha Brahma, he was there on the Satyaloka only for that much time, right? So when Mother Earth is going to Brahma, well, if Brahma was engaged into that musical performance, how did Mother Earth meet him? Because Kakudmi and Revati, they were also waiting there on the Satyaloka. So that's why it is mentioned that here the Brahma whom they met is a different Brahma, or you can say he is the Amsha of that original Brahma. And he was there on the planet, on his own abode on the top of Meru, Mount Sumeru, uh, like that. So this is how it is mentioned. So sometimes this Brahma is known as Vairaja Brahma also. That's one of the names. But whatever, the point is that Meru Dvipastha Brahma, this Mother Earth met Brahma on the top of the Meru mountain, like that. So this is the point. Therefore, his going to the shore of the milk ocean within that period of time did not occur. Brahma, who was in Satyaloka, he could not have gone to the milk ocean and prayed and all that thing. It did not occur. It's also quoted from Vishnu Puran. There is also this statement by Parashar Muni from Vishnu Puran. Jagama dharani merau samaje tridi vaukasam. Dharani, Mother Earth, went to uh, Merau Samaje. She went to the gods' assembly on Mount Meru. So it is mentioned there. See, Merau Samaje. So it is very clear that she met Brahma, who was there on the top of Mount Meru, Vishnu Purana. So it appears like there are two simultaneously existing forms, which is one form on the top of Satyaloka, where Brahmaji's eternal abode is there, and also here on the top of Mount Meru. So that's where Mother Earth went. Okay. Prabhupada speaks about the idea of Mother Earth being overburdened by the various atheistic demons. When the residents of this earth become atheistic and godless, they descend to the status of animals like dogs and hogs, and thus their only business is to bark amongst themselves. This is dharmasya glani. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharat. Abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham, Krishna says. So those are the times when Krishna he descends. Human life is meant for attaining the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness. But when people are godless and the presidents or kings are unnecessarily puffed up with military power, their business is to fight and increase the military strength of their different states. This way. So this, especially in Kali Yuga, also this condition is there, right? That where we see that so many demoniac rulers and they are increasing military powers and they just want to conquer others and increase their own territories this way. So Prabhupada would say that Krishna consciousness movement, that's why it has descended. Just as Krishna descends when there is a rise in irreligion, when there is degradation of dharma, Krishna himself descends. So similarly in Kali Yuga, when this whole atmosphere is of such demoniac people, so then Krishna consciousness movement, it has descended in order to save people like that. So that's what you can see here. He is saying towards the end. Because of the present world situation, Krishna has descended in the form of the Krishna consciousness movement. So Krishna consciousness movement is actually descent of Krishna. This is quite natural, for without the Krishna consciousness movement, the world cannot be peaceful and happy. So that is the context. Gaur bhutva shrumukhi khinna krandanti karunam vibhoh upasthitanti tasmai vyasanam samavochata. Yes, Mataji.
I'll read. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, please
Ma-
read.
Krishna, Mother Earth assumed the form of a cow. Very much distressed, with tears in her eyes, she appeared before Lord Brahma and told him about her misfortune.
Yeah, thank you. So, Gaur Bhutva Ashrumukhi Khinna. So, Mother Earth took a form of cow. Because cow, that form naturally draws so much of sympathy, right? Everyone has great affection for cow. Especially in Vedic times, cow is revered as mother, as one who personifies all the demigods and all the good qualities. Sarvadeva Mai Gau. So she took the form of a cow, and Ashrumukhi, she was crying tears, being very distressed. Khinna, Krandanti, in fact, she was crying loudly. And very Karunam Vibhoho. It was also very pathetic. It also drew great sympathy, whoever saw it. So in this position, and that was like her condition actually. She was extremely distressed. It was not like she was pretending or feigning like that, but that was her condition, certainly. So that's why Vibhoho upastantike tasmai vyasanam samavochata. So she came in the presence of Vibhu, Lord Brahma, and tasmai samavochata, and she completely described her distress, vyasanam, her calamity or her misfortune. She described that how all these demoniac kings, they were causing so much of distress to her. So this is how Sanatan Goswami. She had the form of a cow, Gauhu, Gorupa. So she took the form of a cow to generate a special mercy. Kripa Vishesha Jananartham, he says. In order to generate that special mercy, so she took especially the form of cow. In addition, she was distressed, Khinna. Therefore, she was mournfully crying, Karunam Rudanti Vakrandanti. Thus her face was filled with tears, Ashru Mukha, Ashru Vyaptanana. So these are all the things which are further making the perfect situation that her plea should be heard. She See, the distress of a cow is unheard of in the Vedic time. If it is happening, then that is a very serious situation. Cow being distressed, uh, it is like impossible in those times. Even in the first canto, we see that when Parikshit Maharaj saw Mother Earth and Dharma in the form of a bull and a cow who was beaten. Uh, so then Parikshit became so angry, and Parikshit also, he was like angry, and he couldn't believe that somebody can do such a thing to cow and bull. Uh, in fact, even the sages, when they were hearing this from Suta Goswami, so they also say Kasya heto nirdijagraha. They say. What was the reason that Parikshit only held the Kali captive instead of killing him right there, slaughtering him right there? So what they want to say is, if so much of distress was caused to cow and the bull by this personality Kali, so why did Parikshit just punish him? Why did he not, behead him or slaughter him? So it was seen to that particular level. So in today's day and time, Prabhupada would also, that's why, express so much of distress that we see the condition of cows and bulls. So, yeah, so we can do our part in that. Some may be working directly for the cow protection. Some may be working by preaching Krishna consciousness and changing people's attitude, right? Making people devotees of cow, devotees of Govinda, devotees of cow. So the the reaction or the way we want to help may be different at different levels. But the point is that, yes, that's a very, very important and major concern, especially in Kali Yuga. So, Mother Earth, so in this way, Kripa Vishesh Jananartham, it is mentioned. She accepted that form and went, and she submitted her plea to Brahma. Brahma is known as Vibhu here, Vibhu. Vibhoho. She went in the presence of Vibhu. So Brahma is Vibhu because Visheshena Avirbhavati iti Vibhu. Visheshena Avirbhavati. He takes birth in a special way. Brahma takes birth in a special way. That's why he is called Vibhu. Vibhu is also a name of Lord Vishnu himself, right? Vibhu. Vibhu also means the greatest. Vibhu and Anu. We are Anu, infinitesimal. Lord is Vibhu, the greatest or the infinite. But here, Vibhu word has been used for Brahma. So Visheshena Avirbhavati, he takes birth in a special way. That's why he is known as Vibhu. The idea is Brahma appeared from the lotus on the navel of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu without any intervention of a womb and so on. So that's why his birth is special. Swayambhu also, that's why he is also known as Swayambhu, because he was born without, he was not born like the human beings are born by the combination of mother and father. No. So he is directly coming out of the lotus navel, lotus that springs from the navel of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. Jiva Goswami says Vibhu means Bhagavad Aveshena Jagat Vaibhava Yogat. Brahma is empowered by the Lord and so has the complete prowess over the material universe. That's why he is known as Vibhu. Bhagavad Aveshena. Brahma is Avesh, no? Brahma is also Avesh avatar. Brahma is also a jiva who is being empowered to do that act of secondary creation. So from that sense, he is considered Avesh avatar. He is actually Guna avatar. He's Guna avatar because he is the in charge of mode of passion. But because he is empowered for that particular task, so he is also known as Aveshavatar. So by being empowered by the Lord, Jagat Vaibhava Yoga. So he has this entire Jagat, hmm, he has this universe as his field of prowess. He has complete prowess over the Jagat, uh, Jagat Vaibhava Yoga. Uh, So that aspect of he being able to control the complete opulence of the world, or the complete sovereignty over the world. That's why also he is known as Vibhu. So because in that sense, he is the one who controls the universe, so she went to him. Uh, that's how the demigods also, whenever they are in trouble, they go to Brahma. So similarly, Mother Earth also went to express her grief to Brahmaji. All right. So there is not any commentary here. I mean, Prabhupada's purport. We looked at the commentary. Prabhupada's purport is not there. Brahma tad उपधार्याथ सह देवैस्तया सह जगाम स त्रिनयनस्थिरं क्षीरपयोनिधेः. Yes, Mataji.
Thereafter, after having heard of the distress of Mother Earth, Lord Brahma with Mother Earth, Lord Shiva and all the other demigods approached the shore of the ocean of the milk.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes. So, Brahma tad upadharya. So, when Brahma heard her distress, tad upadharya, hearing her words and understanding, what did he do? Sahadevai Tayasaha Jagama. So he went along with the demigods and also taking Mother Earth with him and also the demigods. Sat Trinayanaha, also taking Trinayan with him. Trinayana, who is Trinayana? Lord Shiva. Trinetra or Trinayana. So he took Lord Shiva, the three-eyed Lord, and they all went to Kshirapayonidhehe Tiram. They all went to the shore of the milk ocean. Shore of the ocean of milk. So that's a standard procedure. Whenever Brahma or demigods they are in distress, so they go to the shore of the ocean of milk, uh, and there they pray to Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, the Lord that lies on the milk ocean. So he resides in Shvetadvipa actually. But Brahma and all, they cannot directly go to Shvetadvipa. Even Brahma cannot go to Shvetadvipa to meet Lord Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. No. So they have to come to shore of milk ocean and they have to offer their prayers. And then Lord gives the message to Brahma. Brahma hears that message in his samadhi, and that message is then it is further transmitted to all the demigods. So that's the usual procedure. So that's why Brahma he took all the demigods, Mother Earth, as well as Lord Shiva, and they all went to the shore of the ocean of milk. Sanatan Goswami. Atha has the sense of auspiciousness here because of a connection with the reason for the Lord's descent. So here, Atha word has come. Atha word is used usually in the sense of auspiciousness also. Atha, Athato Brahma Jidnyasa, in that sense, right? Atha. So Atha has that sense of auspiciousness. So here, because the Katha is beginning, so Atha has been used. That is Sanatana Goswami's opinion. Or else Atha means Anantaram, that is to say Anantaram Saddev. Or immediately afterwards, they went to the ocean of milk. When Brahma heard distress of Mother Earth, immediately he got all the Devatas and Lord Shiva and all of them, they went to shore of milk ocean to submit their plea to Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. Jiva Goswami. The journey to the milk ocean occurred because the form of the Lord Vishnu resides there as the universal protector. So why did they go? We discussed this. They went there because Kshirodakshayi Vishnu resides there, and that's how they can submit their plea to Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. Brahma only went to the shore. He did not go to the Lord's city called Shvetadvipa, located on the milk ocean. So we discussed this also. Brahma did not go to Shvetadvipa. He went only to the milk ocean. Why? The fact that even his city is difficult to attain is meant to be expressed, because the fact is that Shvetadvipa is very difficult to be attained even for Brahma. Even for Brahma, Shvetadvipa is very difficult to attain. And not that anybody can just walk in Shvetadvipa. It's a spiritual world. It's a Vaikuntha planet. uh. Within the material world, there are three Vaikuntha planets. So this may be new to you, some of you probably. There is Vaikuntha beyond the material world. That is called spiritual world or Vaikuntha. It is called actually Maha Vaikuntha. But there are Vaikunthas even within the material world. Uh, and there are three, at least three. One is Rama Vaikuntha, where Lord Vaikuntha resides. That name of that Lord is only Vaikuntha. Lord Vishnu, but his name is Vaikuntha. And he resides there along with his associates, Rama Devi and all of them. That is called Rama Vaikuntha, and that is within the material world. Okay. On the Lokalok mountain. Then there is another abode called Shvetadvipa, which is the abode of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. And that is also Vaikuntha. And that is within the material world. And third abode is Dhruva's planet, called Pole Star. So which is Dhruva Loka. And that is also within the material world, that you know. So all these three planets, they are Vaikunthas actually. When the whole material world is destroyed, these planets are not destroyed. They continue to exist. So next time there is again manifestation of material universe, they again are manifested. So these three Vaikuntha planets, they continue to be there. They continue to be there. They are never destroyed. Even in case of Dhruva, we see that Dhruva, till the lifetime of Brahma is there, Dhruva resides in Dhruva Loka planet. Like our Brahma, he lives for 100 years, right? So right now it is 51st year of Brahma's life going on. Our Chaturmukha Brahma, four-headed Brahma, is 50 years old. And this is 51st year of his life right now. So for Dhruva also, it is mentioned in the fourth canto that Dhruva, he will continue to reside on that planet called as Dhruva Loka. Right? We hear how he descended to Dhruva Loka, how he made Mrityu, he made death as his step and climbed onto that plane which took him to Vaikuntha. So what is that plane taking him to Vaikuntha? That's the plane taking him to Dhruva Loka actually. Dhruva Loka. And there he will be staying till the end of Brahma's life. And after that he goes to Mahavaikuntha. He goes to the spiritual world beyond this material world. Like that. So Lord has fulfilled that particular desire of Dhruva, where he had mentioned that let me have such a planet which is greater than even Brahma's kingdom, greater than my great grandfather's kingdom. Uh, so that's how he had asked, right? So that's why Dhruva has been given that position, because even Brahma's planet, so to say, this material universe or Satyaloka, even that gets destroyed, but Dhruva Loka doesn't get destroyed. So In that way, Lord has fulfilled his benediction that he wanted, he was seeking. And once the Brahma's lifespan is over, then Dhruva also, he leaves this world and he goes to Mahavaikuntha. That's the explanation by Srila Jiva Goswami in fourth canto. So what I wanted to say was, these are the three abodes within the material world. They are known as Prapanchantarvarti Vaikunthas. Prapanchantarvarti, meaning those who are in Prapancha, those who are in material world, or Brahmandantarvarti also. The Vaikuntha planets which are within this Brahmand, like that. And it is difficult to approach those planets also. It's not that anybody can go there. No. So that's why, although Brahma is a pure devotee, we know that he is not just any ordinary person. He is great devotee. But still, the system is like that, that Brahma or the demigods, they can only go to milk ocean shore, and there they can pray. That's the point. So this is mentioned. Even his city is difficult to attain, is meant to be expressed. Kshirodakshai Vishnu's city is also very difficult to attain. And that is clearly stated in the Narayaniya section of the Moksha Dharma of Mahabharata. So there are some Brahmanas for that also. Vishwanath Chakravarti says, Brahma thought, my work only involves creation, whereas Vishnu's task only involves protection. And he, Vishnu, is on the milk ocean. Vishwanath Chakravarti says, Brahma thought that the issue currently which we are facing is actually the issue of maintenance, right? Protection during the maintenance. So I must go to Kshirodakshai Vishnu. At that time, two duties needed to be carried out, protecting the earth and vanquishing the asuras. Of the two, he might order Indra to be in charge of the first obligation and Shiva to be in charge of the second. Thus he felt left accompanied by gods and by the three-eyed Lord. Why did he take Indra and Shiva with him? Why did Brahma take Indra and Shiva? Because he thought that Lord would instruct, Lord may instruct certain aspects of protection to Indra, and he may ask destruction of certain asuras or like that by Shiva. So these are the personalities whom Lord Brahma carried with him also, because those instructions would come. So then in that case, Indra or Shiva, they would be instructed accordingly. But this time it was not going to be Indra or Shiva. This time Lord himself was going to appear. Sometimes Lord just gives instruction to Indra or like that, that this is what you should do, and then that's it. But here, especially, here was the time of Lord's descent, and that's how we see that Brahmaji hears that particular speech from the Lord. Okay. So, Prabhupada. Okay, so Prabhupada is just mentioning about that aspect only, that maintenance and annihilation, and these all things are done by Vishnu and Shiva. So Brahmaji, he accompanied Devatas as well as Shiva with him. Tatra gatva jagannatham devadevam vrashakapim purusham purusha suktena upatasthe samahitah. Okay, Ravindra Sachiputra Prabhu, you want to read? Mataji, thank you for reading. Ravindra Sachiputra Prabhu, you want to read now? Okay, maybe Prabhu is not available. So I'll have someone else read. Mathura Chandra Prabhu, would you like to read?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. You can see the translation, Prabhu? Text 20. Okay, I think Prabhu is also facing some issue. Ishvara Prabhu, you can take.
No, I can see it. Sorry.
Okay, you can see
I got
it.
to mute again, actually.
No problem, Prabhu.
After reaching the shore of the milk of ocean, after reaching the shore of the ocean of milk, the demigods worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. the master of the whole universe, the supreme God of all gods, who provides for everyone and diminishes everyone's suffering. With great attention, they worship Lord Vishnu, who lies on the ocean of milk, by reciting the Vedic mantras known as Purusha Shukta.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, bro. So you can continue now reading as and when I call out.
Sure,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Tatra gatva Jagannatham Devadevam Vrishakapim. It is mentioned. So, having gone to the shore of the Milk Ocean, there, what did they do? There, they worshipped the Supreme Lord, Upatasthe, being in complete full attention, Samadhi, Samahitaha. So they worshipped the Lord by this popular prayer called as Purusha Sukta. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapa, Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva, Atyatishthad Dashangulam. These Purusha Sukta prayers, very popular prayers. So they worshipped that Supreme Lord, Kshirodakshai Vishnu there. Purusham, by this standard prayer from the Vedas, Purusha Sukta. And Lord is said there as Jagannatha or Deva Deva or Vrishakapi. All these words are for Supreme Lord there, personality of Godhead. So they worshipped him. Jagannath, Deva Deva, Vrishakapi, Purusha. So all these words are explained in the commentaries. You can see. Purusha. What is the meaning of Purusha? Purusha is said either with the idea that he always reposes in the city there. Sada tatra puri shayana. Lord lies down, no? So one who lies down is also called Purusha, in that sense. Purau shayanaha va puri shayanaha. One who is always reposing on his serpent bed, on his Shaya, the bed of Ananta. So that's why he is known as Purusha. Or because he is the inner controller of Virat. Or because he is also known as Purusha because all the three Purushas, you know that Kshirodakshai, Garbhodakshai or Mahavishnu, they are also, all three of them are known as Purushas. So they are especially all these Purushas, they are the inner controllers of entire universe, and that's why also they are known as Purusha. Jagannatham means Jagatam Natham, the master of the three worlds. Deva Devam means Devanam Devam Pujyam. Lord is Lord Vishnu. He is worshipable even for the demigods. So they're calling him as Deva Deva. Why? Because yes, he is the one who is the master of Devatas, and now for the protection of the world, he should be praised by the demigods. Vrishakapi, this word may be new to you. Purusha, Jagannatha, these are common. But Vrishakapi. So what does this word mean, Vrishakapi? Varshati kaman akampayati kleshan iti Vrishakapi. It means that Lord who fulfills or who showers fulfillment of all desires, and he causes the afflictions to tremble, shakes off afflictions or misery. He causes the misery to tremble. Kleshan akampayati. All the kleshas, all the distresses, sufferings, they tremble in front of him. And he also gives the fulfillment of all the desires. He can bestow all the benedictions. So that is Vrishakapi. So that's what they want, no? So that's why those kind of words are also appropriately placed. And they want the fulfillment of their desires. And they want that all these demoniac afflictions, the afflictions caused by demoniac population, it is all taken away. They offered the prayer with Purusha Sukta because some reasons are mentioned by Sanatana Goswami. This is Sanatana Goswami. So, what are the praise? What is the Purush Sukta and why it was chanted to worship Kshirodakshai Vishnu? First, first is this is a standard Vedic prayer. That's the reason. Second, it is centered on a distinct glory of the Lord. It's especially centered on the glory of the Lord as the one who is creator and controller of the entire worlds. It is speaking Aishwarya, that aspect. It is applicable only to the supereminence of the Purusha. It is also applicable only to the Purushas. It is not applicable to any Purushas, meaning the forms of the Lord like Kshirodakshai Vishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, or Mahavishnu. These forms, if you see the Purush Sukta prayer, it's talking about the whole aspect of universal form and how that universal form evolved. So it refers to Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, or Kshirodakshai Vishnu, these personalities only. At that time, there was no manifestation of the Gokula pastimes and so on. And fourth reason Sanatana Goswami mentions is because by that time there was no manifestation of any pastimes of Sri Krishna or like that. So Gokula pastimes or nothing was manifested at that time. And that is going to come ahead. So that's why they prayed to the Lord by standard prayers. Later, when Krishna descended and Krishna performed pastimes, then when Devatas would come, they would also offer prayers on the basis of what he has already done. Sri Krishna, what he has done, on the basis of that, Devatas or Brahma and all of them, right? Like Brahma's prayers we see. So then Brahma is offering the prayers on the basis of what Lord Krishna has already done. But because this is before his appearance, so this offered the standard prayers to the Purusha, to Kshirodakshai Vishnu. Of course, even the aspect of revelation that Lord Krishna is going to come, that is not yet revealed to them. It will be revealed by Brahma. No. Prabhupada. No one is equal to or greater than Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he is described here by many words like Jagannatha, Deva Deva, Vrishakapi, and Purusha. We saw all these words meaning. He is the master of many, many universes. Jagannatha. Deva Deva means he is even worshipable for the demigods. Vrishakapi means he fulfills the desires and he also causes the distress to tremble. And Purusha, because he is lying on the milk ocean or causal ocean or Garbhodaka ocean, he is the one who is reposing. So that's why he is known as Purusha. One who sleeps, one who reposes, one who is lying down is known as Purusha. So that's why that word is coming. Okay. Two more verses and then I will pause for today. Yeah. Giram samadhau gagane samiritam nishamya vedhastridašanuvačah gam paurushim me shrunutamara puna vidhiyatamašu tathaiva machiram. Yes, Prabhu. Mathuraj
While
Prabhu.
while in trance, Lord Brahma heard the words of Lord Vishnu vibrating in the sky. Thus he told the demigods, O demigods, hear from me the order of Kshirodakshai Vishnu, the Supreme Person, and execute it attentively without delay. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, Veda is Brahmaji. So, Brahma, he heard Nishamya. He heard the words of Kshirodakshai Vishnu in his samadhi. Giram samadhau gagane samiritam. Samiritam means he heard reverberated, the sound that reverberated in the sky. But this was not heard by others. Only Brahma heard this sound reverberated in the sky. Why? Because Samadhau. Because Brahma, within his Samadhi, he heard the sound. So he heard within his Samadhi that the sound actually reverberated in the sky. And then Brahma spoke that particular order of the Supreme Lord to the Devatas, Tridashan Uvachaha. He spoke to the Devatas. So what was it? Gam Paurushim me Shrunuta. O Amaras, O immortal demigods, please hear the words of the Supreme Lord Purusha. Gam Paurushim, meaning the words of Purusha. Please hear the words of Purusha. Please hear the speech of Purusha that I have heard in my Samadhi. And Punaha Vidhiyatam Ashu Tathaiva Machiram. And immediately act on it. Vidhiyatam. You should act on it immediately. As he has instructed us, you should act on this. Machiram, without any delay. So first hear attentively what Lord has told and then immediately execute his instructions as he has told us without any delay. This way. Vishwanath Chakravarti. He says that the voice was heard, that Vani or speech of the Supreme Lord was heard in the trance of Brahma or in the Samadhi of Brahma. And in addition in the sky, meaning basically within his Samadhi, he heard the voice. So what does that signify? That sound was, Lord's speech was not heard even by the demigods actually. And even Brahma did not see the Lord speaking. He only heard the voice. Lord didn't even give Brahma darshan. It's not that Kshirodakshayi gave darshan to Brahma and he spoke this order. No. Brahma only heard the voice of Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. So the point is, seeing the Lord of Milk Ocean, meaning Kshirodakshayi Vishnu, is extremely difficult to attain even for Brahma. So that's why later when Krishna is seen by all the Brajavasis and all that, that shows Krishna's extraordinary mercy on all the Brajavasis and whoever got to see Krishna's form in Mathura or Dwaraka or like that. You can see how the avatar of the Lord is a great mercy because otherwise nobody is qualified to see him. Even somebody like Brahma, because he is playing that role of a universal creator and one of the demigods. So even Brahma is not able to see the Supreme Lord. Only when Lord descends as avatar, then one is able to see him. So that's his extraordinary mercy actually. Otherwise, you can see the qualification to see the Lord is very high. It is actually love of Godhead. One should have prema. Without that, one cannot see the Supreme Lord. So even Devatas cannot see. Even Brahma, because he's playing the role of Devatas, so he cannot see also. Although he is a pure devotee, no doubt. So the point is that Krishna's darshana is very, very rare. Supreme Lord's darshan itself is very rare. It's not that easy. Even the great demigods and all, they also don't get that easy. But when he appears in the form of avatar, then that time we see even the demons get to see. Even the mixed devotees, demons, yogis, jnanis, everyone gets to see. So that is Kripatishaya, Tadiya Kripatishaya. It is great abundance of Krishna's mercy, nothing else. Because even Kshirodakshayi Vishnu's darshan is not possible. What to speak of Amshi, Avatari? Kshirodakshayi is Amsha of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Right? So what to speak of then Shri Krishna's darshan? How rare it will be. So When he manifests his pastime, that is completely his mercy and nothing else. That way. You see, Prabhupada, it appears that the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be heard in trance by competent persons. Prabhupada tries to give us, strike a simple correlation between telephones, right? Somebody is hearing and from a distance place, he only alone can hear. So why this is not possible that Brahma within his heart can receive the instructions like that? Sometimes when people of today's day and time, they hear these things, right? They feel that these things are fantastic. But actually, what is fantastic? Uh, 300 years back, what we felt was fantastic, like 300 people flying in air. It would be a fantastic idea 300 years back. But then, whatever, by even the material technology, it is possible, right? Uh, it is possible. So many airplanes are taking huge uh, 500, 700 people in the air. So who would have imagined like that? So even the idea of what is fantastic, what is outlandish, it goes on changing, no? Because that's what is the limited brain. So that's why to be able to see spiritual subject matter and immediately deem it or term it as outlandish, as inconceivable, unthinkable, that's the sign of being too hasty in the intellectual judgment. It's that's how the children think actually. It's a childish intelligence when people think, oh, how is this possible? Well, what is possible and what is not possible, those ideas change within few years. So this is the spiritual subject matter. This is universal, empowered representatives like Brahma and all. So what's not possible? This way. So Prabhupada also speaks that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is invisible even to Lord Brahma, yet he descends to this earth and becomes visible to people in general. This is certainly an act of his causeless mercy. But fools and non-devotees think that Krishna is an ordinarily historical person. So it's actually Krishna's great mercy that he is making himself visible. But then fools deride him. Avajananti mam mudham. Avajananti mam mudha. Manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwara. People misunderstand Sri Krishna's pastimes and think him to be just an ordinary person or extraordinary person. Krishna is neither extraordinary nor ordinary. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, isn't it? So that's how. Okay, so this last verse probably for today, and then we will pause. Puraiva pumsa vadrito dharaja jvaro bhavadbhiramsher yadushupa सयावदुर्व्याभरमेश्वरेश्वर स्वकालशक्त्या क्षपयंश्चरेद्भुवि. Yes, Prabhu.
Lord Brahma informed the demigods, before we submitted our petition to the Lord, he, he was already aware of the distress on earth. Consequently, for as long as the Lord moves on earth to diminish its burden by his own potency in the form of time, all of you demigods should appear through plenary portions as sons and grandsons in the family of Yadus. Thank you.
So the instructions, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Yeah. So the instruction of Brahma to the Devatas that is being spoken now in these verses 22, 23, 24, and 25. 4 verses speak what was the message of the Lord that is given by now Brahma to demigods. So next 4 verses is that up to text 25. So what did Lord instruct to Brahma? Puraiva pumsa vadruto dharajvaro. So Brahmaji said that dharajvara, which means the distress of Mother Earth, was already known to the Supreme Lord. Puraeva. before we express this distress, before that only Lord knew about the distress. What does he not know? Pumsa. But who is this? It is mentioned that the distress of the earth was already known to the Purusha. Pumsa word has come. So this is actually Shri Krishna. So Kshirodakshayi Vishnu revealed to Brahma that, see, the distress of the earth was already known to Shri Krishna actually. And this time Shri Krishna is appearing. I don't have to appear this time. Usually the incarnations, they come, Kshirodakshayi takes those forms. But he said, Kshirodakshayi Vishnu, that this time Lord Krishna himself is going to appear. So, whatever distress that you have expressed to me, I forget about me. Lord Krishna himself, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna himself was aware of it already. And then Brahmaji is telling the Devatas, Bhavadbhir Amsher Yadushu Upajanyatam. So all of you, you should appear in the dynasty of the Yadus by your amshas, by your portions. So he is asking Yadus that this is the instruction of the Lord, that you should have your portions appear in the dynasty of the Yadus. Sayavadurvya Bharamishwareshwaraha. As long as the Lord is there on this planet Earth, you should all stay with him in order to assist him in his pastimes. Swakala Shaktyak Shapayanshchared Bhuvi. As long as Lord resides on the planet Earth, and by his prowess he unburdens Mother Earth, so you should also stay in your portions in order to assist the Supreme Lord. So please, you should take birth in the Yadu dynasty and become the associates of the Lord. So how will Devatas take births in the Yadu dynasty? By their portions, by their amshas. It is mentioned here, Bhavadbhir amshai, like that. So that's the point. That's the point. Jiva Goswami, in 4 verses, Brahma relates the words of that Purusha. 4 verses, they are talking about the words of what that Purusha spoke. You should take birth with your innumerable amshas, Nij Ashesh Amshai Saha. This means after taking birth as sons, grandsons, and so on the Yadus, who are his eternal associates, you should remain nearby. So this is the last point now. Understand this point carefully, what I want to tell. See, when it is mentioned that the devatas or the demigods should take their portions, and by that they should take birth in the Yadu dynasty. So you see, the Yadus or Lord's associates that are there in this particular Krishna Leela, they are two personalities. One is the eternal associates of the Lord, but within those eternal associates, especially amongst the Yadus, there is also a Devata portion. There is also a portion of the demigod. So Yadus, they are not only eternal associates, but there are also many of the Devata portions have come in them. Like Devata portion of Kamadeva or like that. So that was there in Pradyumna, isn't it? Or Devata portions of these personalities like Indra and all that. So they came in Pandavas, Arjuna, within Arjuna. Arjuna is eternal associate, Nitya Parshad. But within that Arjuna, there is also Amsha of Indra. Within Yudhishthir, there is Amsha of Dharmaraj. Similarly, within Bhima, there is Amsha of Vayu. Although these all are eternal associates also of Lord. So similarly with the Yadus also, many of the Devatas, they are coming and they are also there in the body of Yadus residing. So you could say that it's like two personalities there. One personality is eternal associate of the Lord, and other personality is the Devata Amsha. And so many of them, so many of the Devata Amshas like that they came in the body of the Yadus. So what happens when Lord ends his pastimes? The eternal associates, Yadus, they go back to eternal Dwaraka. All the eternal associates, they go back to spiritual world, wherever they have come from. Uh, if they have come from Goloka, then they will go to Goloka. But if they have come from Dwaraka, eternal Dwaraka, Nitya Dwaraka, spiritual Dwaraka, then they will go back to spiritual Dwaraka. So the point is what? The point is that the Devatas go back to their own places while the eternal associates go back to their own places. You understand? So even amongst Pandavas, these two personalities are there. One is the eternal associate Pandavas, and within them there are these Devata portions. So when you talk about Swarga, and the Pandavas going to Swarga, like that's how Mahabharata speaks, right? So those are those Devata portions going to Swarga. The eternal associates, they don't go to Swarga. They go back to the spiritual world. So what you read about the departure of Pandavas in Bhagavatam, it differs from what is mentioned in Mahabharata. So this is the reason of that difference. Because Bhagavatam is focusing on eternal associates, they going to the spiritual world. And Mahabharata is focusing on those Devata Amshas, the portions of demigods that are there within those Pandavas, and they going to Swarga. And not only Pandavas, even the Yadus for that matter. The eternal associates went back to the eternal Dwaraka. But the Devata portions that were there within the Yadus, no, they were the ones who went to that Prabhasa. And from that Prabhasa, they were taken back to Swarga, taken back to the heavens. So that's how you can see that there is reconciliation of these two ideas. Did Pandavas go to heaven, Swargarohan Parva within Mahabharata, or did they go to spiritual world? So the eternal associates went to the spiritual world, and the Devata portions went to the Swarga. That's how Srila Sanatana Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Jiva Goswami, they have mentioned these ideas and also backed it up with pramanas. Actually, they have given pramanas also for this. This is how, like that. So this is the point. Yadushu is used because of the inclusion of Pandavas and of others who are related to them. So Jiva Goswami is mentioning this. Yadus also means Pandavas. So, O Devatas, you should take your birth amongst the Yadus and also amongst the Pandavas. So only these ones will go to Swarga. So those Devata Amshas only will go to Swarga, not the eternal associates. That's the point. Ishwareshwaraha means he is the controller of inner controllers of Virat and so on, and even of us and others. He is the Amshi of all. So it is mentioned Shri Krishna is going to appear especially in this time. So he is Ishwareshwara. He is master of all the Purushavataras also. Even Mahavishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu or Garbhodakshay Vishnu. He is controller of even them. That's why the word that is used is Ishwareshwara, like that. As long as he is there on this planet, you also please accompany him and help him in his pastimes. When something needs to be done, he does it right then and there. Krishna can easily accomplish everything, but he has his own way of doing things. Swakala Shaktya. So he's going to stay here for some time and perform his pastime. So for that much time, please accompany him, like that. As long as he will remain manifest, you should accompany him like that, this way. So, fine. Vishwan Chakravarti says, even before the entreaty, even before the request, Lord had understood all the distress. And that Lord who understood the distress is Sri Krishna actually. Uh, Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramah Pumanyo. Krishna also sometimes known as Purusha, but he is Adi Purusha or Parama Purusha, just as Brahma Samhita is saying here, Paramah Puman or Govindam Adi Purusham. So Shirodakshayi announced that Lord Krishna himself will come this time, and that's how uh, this was known now to the Devatas that Sri Krishna himself is going to appear this time. So, all right, just Prabhupada's purport and we pause. Just a minute. Yeah. So, you see Prabhupada, he's speaking about that idea that Sri Krishna already knew about the whole distress. Without reference to the supreme power of personality of Godhead, demons assert themselves to be independent kings and presidents. When such disturbances are very prominent, Krishna appears. So he's continuing that theme of Krishna's appearance. So therefore, Krishna has appeared by his name in the Hare Krishna moment, which will certainly diminish the burden of the world. So, especially in the current times, we all the more understand the responsibility of preaching and sharing Krishna consciousness, educating people in the proper understanding of Shastras. All right, so that's it. So, 3 more verses he will speak about Lord's instructions, and then the narration shifts to Kamsa carrying his sister Devaki. So the full context of Sri Krishna Leela that will come in. So in the next session, we will begin that. Hare Krishna. Thank you. All right. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. So in case any of you need to go, please go ahead. It's already time. Session is over. If you have questions, you may stay back and ask. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Ishvara Prabhu, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the nice class today. Prabhuji, why Earth has to go in the form of cow? Is it because to have the acceptance or the softness of the cow, which will be accepted, or is it because of any other reason?
No, that reason only. Just like I told, no, Kripa Vishesh Jananartham. This is Sanatan Goswami's words. So you can see, I'm showing this. Just a minute. Srila Jiva Goswami. So he says, Go Rupeti. Kripa Vishesh Jananartham. Why did she take the form of cow? So he says Kripa Vishesh Jananartham. Because certainly she could have gone in the same form also. But especially the cow, she's like seen with so much of affection. And if a cow is in distress, that is like inconceivable distress for anyone in the Vedic times. So Kripa Vishesh Jananartham means in order to create a special sense of mercy towards her by, by Brahma or by all the demigods. When they will see her condition, how she is distressed, so that will generate greater amount of mercy. So that's the kind of reverence is there for the cow, and nobody can tolerate the distress of the cow. That idea is there basically. So that's why she took that particular form and went to Brahma. So Mother Earth can take form of cow, or she can take form of. She's also having the form of goddess or like. She chose to go in the form of cow in order to generate that special mercy That would be the meaning of Kripa Vishesh Jananartham. In order to generate that special mercy, because that's how cow is loved by everyone that way. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Anyone else? Satyavrata Chaitanya Prabhu, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji.
Dhanavad
Prabhuji,
Pranam.
again, lot of information, Prabhu. One is the three Vaikunthas and also the Purusha avatars and connecting to the Purusha Suktam. Prabhu, I have a small question, Prabhu. These
Yeah.
Pandavas and Yadus, they have the both Nityaparshdas and also demigods residing, Prabhu. In the same body, both the things are residing or different
Same
bodies, Prabhu?
body.
Same
In
body.
the same body.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Anyone else? Utkarshini Semantini Mataji, yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Just one thing in the beginning, you mentioned that Krishna is not avatar. The word avatar is not suitable for Krishna because he is the avatari. And so, what we also hear that only in this one day of Brahma, Lord Krishna comes himself. So, what about the other Krishnas? Are they avatars, or this word is suitable, applicable for them? Krishnas who come in the other days of Brahma, like other Chaturyugas, not in the one day of Brahma, other kalpas?
Yeah. Okay. Will we call Krishna coming in the other Chaturyugas avatari? No, we will not call avatari. If you see Jiva Goswami's explanation of Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, in that he is explaining this idea very clearly. So apart from that particular form which appears in 28th Divya Yuga, the word avatari is not used then for other forms like that. See how it is like this also. Usually the words can be used also in relation. Like if you see Mahavishnu is the person. So now Mahavishnu himself is Amsha. So if he is Amsha, who is Amshi then? Amshi means the source. So now in connection to Mahavishnu, Lord Krishna or Lord Narayana in the Vaikuntha, they are considered to be the Amshis. That way. But now Mahavishnu himself is considered the Amshi for all the avatars that come in the material world. The various kinds of avatars come. Not including Krishna, of course, avatars, the general other incarnations. So Mahavishnu, in that sense, is considered Amshi there. Or sometimes that word avatari is used for him because he is the one through whom all the avatars come in the material world. Mahavishnu or Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Basically, that word is applied for all three. Who exactly in a universe is the source of all avatars? This is being discussed in the first canto. So in one universe, who is the source of all avatars? Is it Kshirodakshayi Vishnu or is it Garbhodakshayi Vishnu? So the answer is Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. Garbhodakshayi Vishnu is the source of all avatars in a particular universe. But if you take all the universes, then Mahavishnu is the source of all the avatars. And the channel through which all the avatars come is Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. So in that sense, Prabhupada says Kshirodakshayi Vishnu is the source of all avatars. So I'm not trying to confuse. What I'm trying to say is sometimes the words avatari and avatar are also talked about in relation to something. So if the word avatari is being used for somebody like Mahavishnu, so then we understand it is being used in the sense of all the material world's incarnations being emanating from him. That's the idea in the first line of Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Ete chamsha kala pumsaha. All these incarnations, they are incarnations, they are portions or plenary portions of Pumsa, of the Purusha. So who is this Purusha? This Purusha is Mahavishnu. But so in that sense that Mahavishnu is he is avatari isn't it? Because all the avatars are coming from him. He is avatari. But Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But as far as Sri Krishna is concerned, he is Swayam Bhagavan. He is not any of those avatars, or he is not Amshas, he is not Kalas, nothing of that sort. He should not be called any of them. Ete Chamsha Kala. Amsha nahi hai, Kala nahi hai, Avatar nahi hai, he is not any one of them. He is Swayam Bhagavan. So then he is called as Avatari. So it's also relative, it's also in connection. So when it comes to the other Chatur Sri Krishna, so typically that Sri Krishna, or he is not known as Sri Krishna, he is known as Vasudeva. So that personality, he is basically avatar of, or the source of that particular incarnation is Mahavishnu. And because the source of that particular incarnation is Mahavishnu, so then in that case, Mahavishnu would be said to be the avatari and not that particular form. It is like Ete Chamsha Kalapamsaha. You can say all these Vasudev forms in Chaturyuga cycles, apart from the 28th, they are Amsha Kalah Pumsaha. They are basically Purusha's incarnations. And who is that Purusha? That Purusha is Mahavishnu. Like that. So that's how the understanding should be. But when it comes to Krishna, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, it is referring to that 28 Divya Yugas original Shri Krishna. Original in the sense that Supreme Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna. So that's how Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam has been mentioned. So I just wanted to tell this idea that the words are used also in relation. Amsha, Amshi. But if you go in that fashion, you have to see the Supreme, who is Supreme Bhagavan. That's why Swayam Bhagavan also. We don't say Krishna is Bhagavan. We don't even say Krishna is Bhagavan. We say Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. Because the word Bhagavan can be applied for anyone who is in the spiritual world. You take first quadruple expansion, second quadruple expansion, all are Bhagavan only. The word Bhagavan starts getting applied when you go into the spiritual world. Below that, in the material world, Mahavishnu and all that, there you use the word Purusha. That's the word. Purusha incarnations, Purusha avatars, Purushas, like that. Those are the words. But that's why Krishna in that verse is not even said to be Bhagavan. He is Swayam Bhagavan over there. So I hope I have given some clarity.
Yes, Prabhu, that is very much clear. And just one more thing. So in that case, the other Krishnas, other
Vasudevas.
the other Chaturyugas, the Vasudevas that you mentioned. So is it right to say that it is a partial understanding that Krishna, when they consider Dashavatars, there is a conception that Krishna is avatar of Vishnu as well. There is a notion. So is it right to say that it is a partial understanding? Because when they consider the Krishna who comes in other yuga, the Vasudevas as Krishna, he comes from it's through the medium of Vishnu. So is it right to say that Krishna is avatar of Vishnu? Like Vishnu is the source of Krishna who comes in the other.
If you want to talk about those Krishnas which are not 28 Divya Yogas Krishna, so that form of Vasudeva, and if we want to say that is he incarnation of Vishnu, yes, he is. So you can say it is the right statement. There is no problem with that statement.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mathura Chandra Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, I have this question. So, Prabhu, how about Lord Ram? He's also coming from Mahavishnu.
Yeah, so Srila Jiva Goswami, in explanation to Krishnastu Bhagavan, he equates Ramachandra to be Mahavishnu. He says that he is not coming from Mahavishnu. He is Mahavishnu himself, Lord Ramachandra. Of course, this does not mean that there is no planet of Ramachandra in spiritual world or anything of that sort. No. See, this idea has to be understood nicely. when we talk about other incarnations also, Nrsimha, Vamana, they do have their planets in the spiritual world. But when they're manifesting in this material world, those manifestations, those forms are taken by Mahavishnu himself. He takes those forms. So it is one-way descent only. It's like one form which is basically coming as expansion of Mahavishnu. It's the same form as it's there in the spiritual world, Lord Nrsimha, manifesting that form in that particular sense. Otherwise, one may feel like, oh, okay, so then these are not spiritual spiritual worlds forms or what, and not that kind of bheda, that kind of dualistic approach is not intended. But the point is, as per Bhagavatam, the understanding is very clear that the incarnations within material world, no, they are taken by Mahavishnu. And if you are going universe specific, then they are Garbhodakshai Vishnu, because Mahavishnu only manifests as Garbhodakshai Vishnu for that particular universe, in that particular manner. So, yeah, bro, I just lost the thread of thought. What was the original question?
It's about Lord Rama. Is he coming
Lord
from?
Ram. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah. So as far as Lord Ramachandra is concerned, so Srila Jiva Goswami's statement is that Lord Ramachandra is not incarnation of Mahavishnu. He is Mahavishnu. He is equal to Mahavishnu. He is Avatari himself, or you can say he is Amshi himself. Avatari not in the sense of Sri Krishna, but Avatari in the sense of just as Mahavishnu is the root of all incarnations. So similarly, Ramachandra, he is not different from that Mahavishnu. This much only he speaks about it. Although we know that Lord Ramachandra is having his Saket Dham in Ayodhya, and his sweetness is also especially spoken about. Three incarnations have been separated by Padma Puran. Nrsimha, Ram, and Krishna. Nrsimha, Rama, Krishneshu, Shadgunyam Paripuritam. This is mentioned in Padma Puran. That as far as Lord Nrsimha, Rama, and Krishna are concerned, there is complete manifestation of the Shadgunya, meaning the six opulences, six gunas, Aishwarya, Virya, Yasha, Shri, everything. So these, amongst these incarnations also, these three are especially special. And in that also increasingly special. In Nrsimha, the manifestation of his Aishwarya and all those opulence. If you compare to Rama, Rama has more that manifestation of Aishwarya and everything, and Krishna has even more. So in this particular sense. So that's how Rama is special. But as far as Jiva Goswami's explanation is concerned, he has equated him to be Mahavishnu. He should not be considered. When he appears here, he appears in his self-same form, you can see. He is not the one who is incarnation of Mahavishnu, so to say, Purusha's incarnation. No, he appears in his self-same form. So he is treated equally like Mahavishnu. He is the source of all incarnations, this way. So, but personally, I would say, I mean, I myself have tried to understand a little bit more, on that topic, because our acharyas have not spoken much on Ramachandra. So sometimes, there are many questions connected to it. So I would say that, especially on this topic, I'm also exploring. But if you want to see Jiva Goswami's comment on Rama in Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam, it is there in Krishna Sandarbha. So this is what he mentions. So he does not accept, he does not say that Ramachandra is just another incarnation of Mahavishnu, but he says he is that self-same form. When he appears in this world, he is not appearing as incarnation of Mahavishnu. So he appears in the 24th Divya Yuga, 4 Divya Yugas behind this, 4 Chaturyugas behind this Chaturyuga, and he also appears once in a day of Brahma. So these informations are given.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Avatar Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Prabhuji, in one Divya Yuga, that is a day of Brahma, the Lord appears as Vasudev Krishna, and in 28 Divya Yuga, that is the Lord himself as Krishna, is Krishna appears. Am I right, Prabhu? Right
That is
understanding?
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah. Apart, basically, in a day of Brahma, he comes only once. So, in a day of Brahma, there are 1,000 Divya Yugas or Chatur Yugas. So, you can say that in 1,000 Chatur Yugas, he comes only once. And that is the 7th Manvantara, 28th Chatur Yuga. Then now, after he has appeared, now he will appear only in the next day of, not before that. So then what is happening in all these other Chatur Yugas, meaning 999 Chatur Yugas? So in 999 Chatur Yugas, a form of Lord called Vasudeva, who is incarnation coming from Mahavishnu, that personality is coming. And it is very right to say in that case that that particular form is Vishnu is the source of that form. Yes.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so thank you very much, all of you. So let's continue this discussion on the Sunday. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samasta Acharya Vrinda ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.